What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Jackson Riley, and I'm a Major League Fishing Pro Circuit rookie this year. Looking forward to getting on tour and bringing you guys along with me. So quick about me, my name is Jackson. I've been competitively fishing since I was like 15 or 16, just always been super obsessed with it. You guys know what it's like. It's just a super addicting thing. But yeah, just fished BFLs, Toyota Series, and just had a lot of fun with fishing, and finally just in a position with my family and job and everything that I'm gonna take my shot on the pro circuit and see what it's like. I know that the competition's gonna be tough. I've fished against all these guys before and they're wicked good. So I'm gonna have to step my game up, you know, with a full-time job and everything. I don't spend a lot of time on the water, so we got 3 days of practice to figure it out and put it together and see if we can't cash us some checks and get some top 10s. That's the goal. Got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Harris Chain starts off. That's where we're getting ready to pack up, get everything ready for, and hit the road to Florida. We've got about a 14-hour drive. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of big ones caught down there. So I have never fished Florida before. So I'm gonna bring you along with me. We're gonna walk through my thought process and how practice goes and how we break down a lake we've never been to, how I've tried to dial in different patterns and then get dealt with different conditions during a tournament and probably scrap it and go something completely different. So, you know, a lot of practice vlogs out there, a lot of tournament videos, a lot of great YouTube content. I'm just going to try to be completely transparent. You know, I'm not going to not show anything. We're going to walk through it all together, and I'm going to show you every bait I use and more importantly, why, you know, the major details of my decision. So looking forward to a good year on this channel. You're just going to see everything. You know, we'll have practice videos, tournament vlogs, and then break down what worked and what didn't. Other things you're gonna see, you know, probably some hunting, some shooting, some fishing with my kids and family and my wife. Love spending time with my family and my kids. I got 2 boys, you'll meet them, they are awesome. So full energy and great on camera, unlike me. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's get rigged up and head to Florida. Welcome to Almost Dialed Fishing. All right, so we're finally on the road, headed to the first stop for the 2026 Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit, heading down to the Harris Chain in Leesburg, Florida. And it's cold at home, it's cold in Georgia where I'm at right now driving through, and it's cold in Florida. And although I've never fished Florida before, I know they're kind of like the people. They don't like cold temperatures, so ought to be an interesting practice. I'm looking forward to it though. It is going to warm up, which is a good thing. So by the time the tournament starts this week, end of this week, we'll be back up into some decently warm temps. So I don't know, I got a lot going on. So new rules this year, if you're not aware, we get 3 hours of forward-facing sonar time a day, and we can pick when we start. Whenever it starts, you get 3 hours, and we have this cool lock box, which I'll show you probably in the next video. I think we get those during the pre-tournament meeting. So that's going to play into the strategy a lot. You know, not being able, not that I'm a big scoper. I mean, I'm fine without it. I'm cool with the rule, but it's going to be an interesting strategy, and I kind of got to make sure that it doesn't mess with me where I like feel the need to have to go scope because I've got the 3 hours to use it. So I got to kind of plan out how I want to practice. If I really want to practice trying to focus on that 3 hour scope period, is that the strategy, or do I practice and kind of just use scope whenever? So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting for sure. So I mean, like I said, I've never been to the Harris Chain. I mean, I've done my homework. There's several lakes to choose from. One thing I've got to okay, goal this week is to not, I'm gonna get there and everything's gonna look good. And just with the way the weather's playing out, I don't think this is gonna be a spawn tournament. I think it's gonna be pre-spawn. I mean, that's what I'm going to use practice to try to find. But ideally, I want to catch them offshore, on bars. From what I've heard, there's not much for offshore weeds, hydrilla, or anything. So, I mean, that's one of the things I'm just going to have to look around when I get there. But I don't want to try to flip. I mean, I'm probably going to devote my practice to a lot of scanning, a lot of offshore bars, just trying to find any staging spots or spots I think they're going to go. I mean, these fish are going to move around a lot, so I'm kind of expecting to just look for areas that I have confidence in, try to gauge if I can get 5 big bites. So that's kind of my plan. I'll elaborate more on that when we get there, get on the water, but that's kind of my general thoughts. I didn't really want to get it too much in my head what I was going to do in practice before I got down here, because the weather is going to depict everything. I'm still going to go look for some beds probably the last day of practice, just because it is warm a little bit. The moon phase is okay. There might be some push up on a bed, so I wouldn't mind finding a couple big ones on bed. I love sight fishing, so that would be fun. And yeah, so that's kind of my plan, practice as of right now. And I'm probably going to get there and be like, oh, that stretch looks good, and then go waste 3 hours, flip for whatever. So I got to stay focused, stay efficient in my practice if I want to learn the most I can. I also need to, I can't cover all the lakes. I got 3 days. I got to be efficient, so I'm going to really stick with probably just 1 or 2 and really learn them rather than spread myself thin. Apopka's in the mix. I know that there's going to be some guys go down there and have some success. I don't know it well enough. I don't know, I might get there and change my mind, who knows. But Apopka seems to have a good population, but it's very risky. Like the BPT was here last year, and those guys could travel. They could drive on the road and they didn't have to be back for a weigh-in, so they could just fish the lines out. If that was the case, I'd probably go to Apopka. But with the lock, you can get 3 boats through at a time. We got 150 guys in our field, and Griffin's also off limits, which is unusual. That probably would have taken a lot of boats up to Griffin, but apparently the lock's out of getting worked on, or the lock's not working, so we can't fish Griffin. So that's going to put more guys on Harris and Dora and even to Apopka. So I just don't want to take the risk. Somebody's going to do good down there and know where to go and be able to catch them quick enough. And I don't want to handle the stress of that lock. There's plenty of fish in Harris and Dora and Beauclair and all that. So yeah, that's my plan. My goal in this first tournament is just to not suck. The channel's called Almost Dialed, because I'm really good at being just below the cut or just below the money. I usually have a good practice and something goes on, so fairly consistent. But no, I think I'm going to do good. I feel like this is probably going to fit my style, but this field's loaded, so my goal is to fish Sunday. I mean, the way that this format is, I really like it. The whole field the whole field fishes the first 2 days. So you got 150 pros or whatever it is. They fish the first 2 days, and then the Sunday this way. Third day, day 3 is the top 50, and they also pay the top 50. So if you make the cut, you're going to get paid, and then from there you're just fishing for points. Unless I'm in the top 10, the payout is pretty well the same from the top 10 to the top 50. So. I kind of like that. It's kind of like a 2-day tournament. I mean, unless I'm really on them, I'm gonna, even if I got to burn everything I got to get to day 3 and then figure out from there, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, and with the weather changing in Florida, I don't think, unless I can find a really, really, really good spots to really rotate and get the timing on, I don't think somebody can win this one doing the same thing for 3 days in a row anyway. So I'm just going to go try to learn the best areas I can, figure out where they're coming from, where they're going. And if I don't find them offshore in 3 days of practice, then I'll go flipping. I don't really feel like I need to go practice flipping. I mean, it might be beneficial to have an area or two, but these fish move around so much. I feel like if I'm gonna go flip for the tournament, I'll probably just go look for some cleaner water and practice, not even try to, I mean, maybe spend a little bit of time just to have a starting stretch or something like that if it comes down to it. But I feel like the flipping deal is gonna be very weather dependent, very dependent on water clarity, which is gonna change by day. So I'll just lock a Cinco in my hand or a, you know, who knows, I don't know, I'll figure it out when I get there. It depends on water clarity, honestly. So, I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, I'm nervous. Yeah, let's just not suck this week. If I do, then it is what it is. We'll use that for fuel for the next one, but I feel good about it going into it now, so we'll see. I'll see you all in a bit. Well, 15 hours later, we made it. It's probably a few seconds for you, but it took me a couple days. So, I got everything out of the truck. I'm gonna get my Defend camera set up so I can keep it on my boat all night and all my stuff and gear. Gotta go to Walmart, get food, whatnots for the week, get all this junk unpacked. Practice starts first thing in the morning. Gonna get unpacked, go to sleep. Stay tuned, we'll see if I can stick with my plan or not tomorrow. Thanks for watching.